Oh, good evening, welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0, second league game of the season at home at Ibrox, third overall, 9 points, 8 goals for. No, sorry, 7 goals for, none against. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel is the one and only Stardog and the legend that is the Fox. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening,
Good evening.
Good evening, Fox.
Evening, Stardog.
A strange game, Fox. They pressed us pretty much, maybe edged it in the first 20 minutes, and then we scored a fantastic goal.
I think it took us the first 20 minutes to figure out what sort of formation they were playing. Give a wee bit of credit to St Johnstone. They're keen and eager at this time of the season. They harried and pressed us.
Particularly the fullback areas, Tav and Warner.
They were well drilled, but I don't think we actually ever got out of first gear. A wee bit opposite a Sunday where we created about 24 shots and still only scored 3 goals. We took the chances that were laid on for us tonight, and I'm quite happy with the performance.
I take the result, mate. We're sitting top of the league. Stardog, we got the goal. We played okay for maybe 5-10 minutes after that, and we huffed and puffed, and we weren't great. And then we got a second goal, which was a fantastic move, if you're being honest.
Oh, it was a brilliant move, Oxshare. I think what you're saying is right, mate. They tried to stifle the fullbacks for us. Tavernier was getting little or no joy down the right, but Borna Barisic was starting to get a bit of joy, and his goal was absolutely sensational. And sometimes it just takes that wee bit of magic, mate, to get that, the deadlock unopened there for us. And a great cross for his, not even a cross, mate, great pass, I would say, great vision for him to pick out Ryan Kent. And I think we've seen a goal similar to that before, mate. Ryan Kent's, again, he stepped up to the plate, he's got an air goal, 2 and 3 now for the league. And another 3 points on the board, mate. Could you remind Port Bear who scored the third goal?
I think it was Joe Aribo.
Yes, that's 1-0 for Stardog.
Anyway, we've been joined.
It was a fantastic header by arguably the best football player in the park, mate, Joe Aribo.
Yeah, I think he made the goal out of nothing. Oxshare, Tav's crossing was pretty poor all night for me, but good finish.
Tav, same corner, same place, 2 corners, 2 goals, mate.
Aye, can't argue.
I don't know how he did his greatest game, Tav, but I thought Jack and Kamara were a lot better tonight, trying to get forward. It was difficult at first because of the way St Johnstone set out, but when we got the third goal, I thought we were going, I'll be honest with you, Fox, I thought we'd have went on and won 5 or 6-0. I'd come away slightly flat with a nice 3-0 win, if that makes sense. But I'd have took that before the game started.
Well, the whole thing was winning the 3 points tonight. I'm a bit like you. I thought Jack and Kamara in the first half, along with Borna Barisic, were absolutely tremendous. I thought the 2 midfielders who have come under a lot of criticism lately for their backwards and sideways passing both carried the ball well, and I don't think they gave the ball away in the first half. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. Yourself, Stardog?
I'd agree with Fox on that, Oxshare. I thought Glenn Kamara probably had his best game for Rangers so far this season.
One of his best games,
one of his best games so far this season, mate. He really came to the fore tonight. He was busting into the space. He was playing 1-2 passes. Ryan Jack was the same, running into space, driving through the midfield. And that's all we can ask for the boys, mate. We critiqued them last week, and they've 100% proved and showed up tonight for us, because that was a vital 3 points, mate, for us tonight. It was not an easy team to break down the first 20 minutes.
Yep, but what about our last season before we open up for callers? Hadji's performance?
Good and flashy. Tended to give the ball away a few times, I thought, in the second half, but he did create a decent ball for the second goal, mate, out wide to Barisic. I think that's the way we're going to find the way Hadji plays. I think he'll drift out in games, some spectacular stuff, and other times it doesn't come off for him. He's still a young boy and plenty of time in front of him, you know.
What I was disappointed with him, particularly in the first half, was the thing that I thought he would be good at, mate. He's close control. He couldn't trap a bag of cement, but he still showed glimpses. But I'll tell you now, I'll get that bet up, mate, because he ain't in the same class as Joe Aribo.
Yeah, I feel that Oxford. He does drift in and out of games. You know, he's got that one wee pass that can split defences, and he's got a wee bit of magic in his boots. But you know, I'm looking at the other 95% of things he does in games, mate. And if you're comparing the two players, like what we're saying here, you know, Joe Aribo steps up again to the plate tonight. For me, mate, he made the goal out of nothing with the corner for Tavernier. I thought it was a great run, mate, and a great header to finish it. I think Fox is right. We are going to see flashes of Hadji this year, but I'm still looking for a bit more of him because I'm like yourself. The jury's out for me.
The jury's out and it's going further out for me, but anyway.
Yeah.
I want to look at the positives. To win 3-0 in a stroll. So give us a phone. What's the number, Fox?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
And just in case Port Bear's listening, what's the number, Stardog?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Right, we'll not do that joke again to his own, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. He brought in a call with the one and only Old School Blue. Or the executive producer, Fox, who's multitasking.
He's producing the night.
I multitask every night, mate. I'm usually doing an ironing with my left on while I'm doing all this.
He's a rougher man for the ironing, mate. He even irons on soap, Stardog.
I could believe that. A man had class.
He likes a crease in his denims, and I've had tried to warm him. No.
Yeah. No crease.
No, not in your denims.
No.
Anyway, we've been joined by JFK. Evening, JFK.
Evening, Ox here. Fox, our executive producer, and Stardog. How you doing, guys?
How you doing, mate?
That was I'm going to get a lot of stick for this. I enjoyed the game for an hour, and the last half hour was shambolic for me. I don't see the reason why the gaffer brought in 4 subs. It just killed the game for me. I
can see the reason why he brings the 4 subs on.
Why 4 at the one time, though, Ox?
What disappointed me was the tempo fell at the game for Tavernier Golston, who should have been driving us forward, and Arfield was just jogging about the park. The 2 boys obviously we've not seen enough of them, but I don't know if the subs ultimately looks like an error now, but they when they come on the park, mate, you can actually see why they're subs.
Yeah,
I know, but why? I've not got a problem with using the 5 subs. Obviously, we had to use Haaland because Big Balogun, but he landed badly, and
he's
so
cheap guy.
So hopefully that's okay, and I can see that. But I mean, you think about it in the second half, we actually changed half our team. When you think about it that way, you know, for me, if he's going to use the 4 subs late in the game, bring 2 on the 60th minute and maybe bring another 2 on 10, 15 minutes later.
Fair comment.
For me, it just spoilt the game. I'm sitting watching it with my boys tonight, and
you could have walked the dog. You could have.
Well, I did. I went out and I took the dug out in the garden for 10 minutes. It was absolute rubbish to watch. And I know a lot of people say JFK's talking rubbish. He's on the bevy and all that. That was the worst 30 minutes that I've watched Rangers in a long time. And I don't care what MD. It was absolute. I don't know.
You forget about Tynecastle. They too.
That was rubbish. We had the momentum the night there, Oxford.
What's disappointed you is we never went on and won 4, 5, 6 nothing. But what I will say in their defence, I didn't enjoy it watching it. It wasn't a good watch, but they totally controlled it. Apart from 1 error for goals.
Hi, buddy. It's me.
Hello, mate.
Hello, it's me. I phoned last night for the first time. It's me again. It's Shuggy for Folkestone again.
Aye, Shuggy, give your point, mate.
Well, the point is, I'm just listening to this bloke saying that we're sorry about the watch. I think we've got a lot of positives tonight, but there are a few negatives as well.
Can you turn the show off, mate?
I'm just doing it, sorry. I turn it. Is that better?
No, you need to turn it off, mate.
I've turned it right down to 0. Do you want it turned off or turned it down to 0?
We'll keep hearing ourselves. Carry on.
The game tonight, I thought first 20 minutes we were rubbish. Next 25 minutes we were very good, but there were a lot of good positives like Aribo, Longer, is it you call him, the defender that went off, etc. A lot of good positives. But the biggest positive for me is I feel we're not even halfway to our best, and I feel so excited for this year.
Right,
I just feel so excited. This team, I think, is going to be special. And where I've been living down in England for 20 years, I have seen the last 3 years that boy Roof, and that guy is going to, I think, once he gets a few games in, it's going to be really classy.
We couldn't judge him in the night's performance. In you come, Stardog.
Sorry.
Stardog here. I think you're being a wee bit harsh in saying the team were rubbish.
I didn't say they're rubbish. I just thought
the words were rubbish.
I could put it all down to having 10 behind the ball. They weren't just part. I know, but I just think there were a couple of nice touches, but once that goal went in,
one at a time.
I'm trying to speak to you, Shuggy.
Right.
When you go, Stardog.
What I was trying to say is, they had a lot of people behind the ball in the first half there, Shug. The first 20 minutes, it was hard to break them down, but sometimes what we're looking for is that just wee moment of magic, mate, and I thought the left back produced that. And after that, mate, I think all Fox is right. I don't think we got a first gear after that tonight. And I disagree with Jimmy. I know what he's saying, we should have went on and won the game, but if you look at who we taken off, that was our 4 best players we taken off. We've got another game in 3-4 days, so it's important to get the best players after that and get them well rested so we can go again.
I feel Livingston's a tester because they're just big battle waxes that'll kick you up and doing the part.
The pitch is a level.
The pitch as well. We've struggled over the last couple of years with that pitch. We have struggled.
Fox, can I ask you something, Fox?
Sorry, mate.
Yes.
No, Shuggy, your name's Shuggy. You listen for Shuggy, yeah? Fox.
Aye. My right name's Hugh.
Right, okay, mate. Right, Fox. See, when we made the substitution, which seems to have changed in modern football, and I think that's a point maybe GFK's made. If you're playing well, you get took off. Used to be when you get substituted, you weren't playing well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just the way the manager thinks that he can use these substitutes for the benefit of keeping some players fresh. I don't like this 5 substitutes. I said that when it was first talked about. Mm-hmm. I think with 3 substitutes, you've got to make actually tactical substitutions. The way it's working now, it's just throwing people on for game time.
Can I come in there after Fox, Oxshire?
Just wait, CFK. You know how it works, mate. You'll get your turn.
Sorry, pal. Sorry.
I do agree with Hugh that it was a bit slack, but we'll probably end up playing about 55 to 60 games this year. We're only into the 3rd game of the season. We're still going to start to peak when it matters. Mm-hmm. And if we can win every game, playing like that 3-0 to the end of the season, I'll be more than happy.
Aye. But on you go, Stu.
I think we're going to have a couple of slip-ups, but I feel everybody else is going to have slip-ups, but I think overall this team excites me, but there will be slip-ups. And I'll tell you who's exciting me, having 2 very good goalkeepers. That excites me a lot. I think the big boy McLaughlin did brilliant saves.
He did a good game.
And I think
he did have a good game, Chuck. Listen, mate, we'll get some more callers coming in. Good to hear from you again, yeah?
No bother in. Cheers. I'm just new to your radio station last night and I'm hooked.
Right, you just keep listening. You're welcome to join us.
Right, no bother. Cheers, buddy.
Take it easy.
Bye, buddy.
Take it easy. Chuck's hooked. JFK.
I'd just like to apologise to the executive producer there for trying to interrupt. I'm sorry.
You have to turn up at HR tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Okay. I'm just concurring with Fox says here. The 5 substitutes, we all spoke about it last week, and it's rubbish. If he's going to bring a substitute on, bring it on for tactical reasons. That was I know the first 20 minutes we were, but see, once we get started and we scored, I was looking for 5, 6, 7. And that's the way I want Rangers to play. I just thought his subs tonight were absolute rubbish. And I just don't know why he done it. To give guys game time, if Roof's got to sit on the bench, leave him on the bench. Play the winning team all the time. For me, he made a big boo-boo tonight. Steven Gerrard made a major boo-boo for me, mate.
Do you not think, Jimmy, no crowd there makes a difference as well? Where the crowd would be driving the team on, what you see is when the substitutes come on is just keeping control of the ball, trying the odd time to get a player in. It's just running them out. It's like it turns into a training session for me.
I was saying that to my boys. We were sitting watching, and it just looked like I'm watching a game doing Knightswood Park. Rangers did. I mean, Arfield's on. What was Arfield doing on the park?
Just getting fitness, mate. That's all.
Well, we don't have. We can't have players just come on to get fitness. Get your fitness in the training run. Maybe get a bit of 10-minute game time. But for me, he took off the 4 best players in the park. That's
the point I made, mate. You used to get substituted and you're playing rubbish.
Apart from Big Barisic, I thought was outstanding, and I thought Kamara had a decent game. But I'll
tell you another thing, JFK. I bet you if Balogun hadn't get injured, Barisic would have went half an hour.
Possibly. That's a good point, mate. That's a correct point.
Let's look at the positives, right? Before the game, I think you went for 4, so maybe I can hear the disappointment because you never won the prize because there wasn't another goal. So that'll roll on to next week, and it's mounting up. There's thousands in that fund now.
Oh, man.
So,
it's lollipops, eh?
I don't know, hundreds and thousands, I think. I think we'd have took 3-0 before we started. Stardug, but after Stardug, we'll bring in George Freake.
Aye, 100%, and I can hear it in Jimmy's voice. You know, he's a wee bit annoyed we didn't get the goals and that, mate. But for me, I mean, what would you rather? We're cruising games 3-0, and you know, I thought St Johnstone were quite happy as well at 3-0. They were quite happy to sit and kill the game at that as well. So what would you rather? Would you rather we're up 3-0 and taking our best players off to rest them for the next game, which is a very, very big game for us, or would you rather we were up 1-0 and you said your heart's in the mouth for the last 20 minutes of the game like we were last season? I think this is a good thing. We're using our squad here, guys. We're keeping folk fresh. We're winning games. We're not even conceding goals. There's a million positives you could take for these substitutions. I understand the game's needed that, but then you know you've won the game 3-0, haven't we? Simples. Easy win.
When you pick up the paper tomorrow, it will say 3-0. George, how we doing, brah?
All right, lads. How you doing? How you doing, Oxchair? How you doing, Stardog? How you doing, Jamie? How you doing, the Fox in the Box? I'm just saying, man. I predicted 3, man. There was 3, but seen the first half, man. Honestly, I thought Barisic was on a different planet. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, man. He free kicked. I mean, do you see it? Hardly any backlash, man. Bang, tap, bang. No, I'm talking about absolutely brilliant, man. And he's the pass for him, man. The movement in the pass for the second goal, man, was absolutely brilliant, man. And Kent put it away brilliant. And I have to say, Aribo was good and all, man. That header was a cracker, and I'm talking about. You know what I mean? As I say, it started. It was a goal out of nothing. I'm talking about. And then I'm being honest, man. The substitutions and all, I didn't get that either, but I'll tell you something. It could have been 4-0. You see that boy hitting? That was a penalty. I believe
there was a trip on him, George. I'm going to commend the boy for trying to stay on his feet and play the game, you know.
He did. He never died. He started trying to stay on his feet, the boy.
I think there was some positive on play, George.
Happy, man, but I'm happy, mate. I'm happy.
All right, mate. All right.
It's enough 3 points in the bag, and I'm talking about.
All right, George.
More goals.
Aye, that's what Jimmy, the points Jimmy's making, and I think everybody agrees. We had 40 minutes to go, approximately.
And the keeper made 2 outstanding saves. Let's be honest about it. 2 outstanding saves.
And that's the first mistake that Golson's made, and he made it in an attacking position. He's just getting lax with it, you know. And we could have lost a goal.
Can I just say on the substitutes, mate? 3 out of the 5 had taken knocks in the game. Joe Haribo had took a knock very early in the game. Balogun was also took a knock, and so did Ryan Kent. He got one in the nether region. Yes. So I think it's probably not as bad as you think in taking someone off. And you've got to bring Alfie off and protect him, because they were starting to get a bit of the clogging game, I don't know.
Did anybody see Morelos' face? Did you pick up Morelos' face when he was talking to the referee? George, just hold fire. when he was talking to the referee, when he was saying, how was that no a foul when the boy piggybacked? Had you? That was comedy gold.
It wasn't even a foul on me, it was on what happened there 5 minutes ago. But do you know, see, Clive Tilsley, did you hear what he said? I don't know if he's picked up when Ryan Kent got the ball hit. He says he got a right bang in the trossachs there. That's what he said. Listen to it back, a right bang in the trossachs there. Good stuff.
So look, Stardog, will go back to the point. When they took 3-0 before it, Barisic got man of the match. Hard to argue with. I thought Joe Aribo pushed him hard. They were, for me, were two best players this evening. But I thought Ryan Jack and Kamara were a bit more effective tonight. But they had done their homework because they'd set themselves to block us with the fullback areas. And up until the free kick, it was working for them.
Aye. Look, I don't even think we'd managed to get a ball in the box before that free kick, if I'm honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong when I say that, but I can't remember in the first 20 minutes where we actually put the ball in the box once. They were well set up, like you say. We set out to affect the fullbacks. Tavernier has already said he never get much joy doing the right. Borna Barisic was getting wee sniffs, mate, and his class just shows, he'll fin gaps in the defence, mate. He'll fin a way through eventually. He'll just push you for 90 minutes until he actually breaches that defence. So for me, it was a tough game, but Callum Davidson's got a well-drilled team there, mate. Did some good pros in there, mate. Some guys that have been about to block your Craig Conways and that, a well-drilled team. And we're looking, in games like that, sometimes all you need is just that one wee bit of magic, and that's what Borna Barisic produced tonight, mate. So that's all you're looking for, isn't it? If you're not getting the chances, you draw the foul, you try and get free kicks running out the edge of the box. And I said it last night on the show, free kicks on the right-hand side of the box have to go to Borna, and that's why.
Good goal, Fox. Good goal.
Terrific technique and a great strike of the ball. I did hear the Stardog mention that he wanted him on free kicks and he got his wish and he absolutely tucked it away brilliantly. In fact, when you look at the way he produced his assists and he's had a couple of free kicks now. I mean, surely he must be worth 30 million if Kieran Tierney's worth 25. When did he ever do anything like that?
Yep, I agree.
What's he done? He set up the goal tonight, scored the goal. Sunday's game, what was he involved in?
Mate, you look at some of the balls he's putting at the box in Europe, box there. Some of the assists he's got in Europe have been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, what he does is he picks a player out, didn't he? I mean, he picked Kent out. It was similar to the goal he scored at Part2.
Yep. Yeah, seen that goal before.
Oh, hey, it's tremendous. I can't disagree with Fox and that saying that, and you're selling Stardog. If they're talking about the Tierney man being worth 30-40 million, then Barisic must be worth that and more. It was reminiscent of the goal that we scored against the Puddle Drinkers, cracking ball for Barisic and Ryan Kent putting it in the back of the onion bag. But no, I've seen a few comments on the lobby there that I'm no Jack and Victor rolled into one. I just like to see perfection, and I want my team.
No, he's nothing like Jack and Victor.
No,
he's more like Winston.
I knew that was coming. But I just want to see the team win, and I wanted to see them win by 6 or 7. And I thought we were in an ascendancy there, and we were playing well. I'm absolutely ecstatic about the win tonight. Don't get any I love to see the Rangers win like everybody else. I just disappointed. It went a bit flat for me, and that was disappointed me. And but it was a great victory, and we're top of the league where we belong to be, mate. So another good win. I hope the gaffer looks forward and thinks about his substitutions a wee bit. And I can see the point that Fox made about a couple of banging the cross-ups and things like that.
I think they'll do that. They'll use it just to protect players at this time of the season. That's all they'll do it for. Yes, George.
Do you know like that tackle on the roof? Was that a red card?
I do, mate. I do. And there was another boy who could get sent off because he could have been booked in the first half.
Aye, that's it.
I think that Gerrard had the problem with that referee last year. I think it was against Livingston. I think it was the problem tonight because some of his decisions were bizarre. Sounds like Bridge here, but that one when the boy jumped on Hachi's back, how's that not a free kick?
That was WWE wrestling.
Help me out, Fox.
Aye, it was a definite free kick. Another thing that pleased me tonight is, you remember last season I was going on and on about Ryan Kent getting into the box and looking for goals, and I think he's a much better player when he's floating out inside the box, mate. Last year he was stuck out in the wing, and he never really produced anything. As you rightly said, he did in the Celtic game when he was in the box. Identical goal tonight. He's got two both, any one of the feet, and I think he'll improve as the season goes on if he keeps getting himself in the position inside the 18-yard box.
He's got that technique, Stardog, where he just sort of passes it into the net. And obviously, if he takes up that position, he's got the confidence that Borna will find him.
Aye, Austria, just touching on what Fox said there. No, I remember Fox was saying that all the way back last season. I think the commentary team covered it tonight. You know, the way Gerrard set up in this 4-2-3-1, Neil McCann covered it at half-time as well. You know, Ryan Kent and Hadji have been set up as kind of deep-lying forwards in the left and right. They're not really wingers. Borna Barisic and Tavernier are the wingers, you know, and that lets Kent and Hadji get in about the box. Look, that's 2 goals now in 3 games for Ryan Kent in the league, mate. So I said that a couple of shows ago. I think the first season he came in, he was taking fiddle to Jamie Murphy until he got injured and he never really got a good start in the team. Then the second season he was still with Liverpool, I think this time last year. Come back and get that injury. So he's had a really, really good start to the season, mate, and he just needs to build on that now. I would like him to get in the range between 10 to 20 goals this season, 100%. He's capable of that. And he just needs to keep putting the ball in the back of the net, mate. But aye, both feet, phenomenal, mate.
Right, JFK, I still thought Barella had a decent game, mate. He still worked hard and was linking up.
Hey, I thought Alfredo was playing really, really well. Oxford. I was saying that here tonight. We were watching it. I thought he's no scoring, but he's one of the games he's not going to score maybe, but he still had a cracking game. And that's the type of thing that annoyed me about the subs. And I don't want to keep harping on about it, but I really, really pleased with Alfredo. Especially with the week go to the referee about the WWE wrestling tackle. But, you know, yeah, he's a cracking player. He's proved the last couple of games, or in the last 3 games, that he just doesn't need to be a goal scorer. His play, all-round play, the new, for me, is the best I've seen him in a while. And I'm really pleased with his Ours performance tonight. I just wish he'd stayed on and got a goal for us tonight. That's what annoyed me. I think that's what annoyed me.
He thrives on the confidence of goals, doesn't he?
Of course he does, mate.
I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I think the argument would against it would be that they're hoping they go in and get involved and carry on. But even we'll hear it tomorrow night. I think even the manager said he wasn't happy with the team at 3-0. So maybe we'll hear what he's got to say about that in more detail tomorrow night. Right, I'll tell you what I want to. I'm going to go to George first, and I know you mentioned that. We've signed a goalie as a replacement. It looks as if he's very competent. And without doubt, we've got the best combinations of centre-halves. And I mean, with the 3 that's played tonight, with the other two that are, one's not on the team and one injured, but we've got the best combinations of centre-halves in the Scottish Premiership.
I certainly wouldn't disagree with that. That's completely true. I think the goalkeeper, man, as I said earlier on, is an able deputy. And he proved it tonight. You know what I'm talking about. And back 4, man, I thought they were outstanding. Until near that, hang with it, took the foot off the gas. The substitutions came on. You know what I mean? Then he kind of made a couple of errors. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I mean, the game was already won. Then, you know what I'm talking about. But before that, man, even Hollander, come on, I thought he looked great and all.
He boys getting better. Listen, George, we've got some more callers coming, and always great to hear from you, brah.
Yeah, bother.
All right, you take it easy, mate, and we'll speak to you soon, huh?
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 0776668.
We'll be joined by Georgie Logan. Evening, George.
How you all doing tonight, boys? All right?
Hey, George.
Aye, top of the league, George. Come on.
Aye, it's positive for me, Rox. What you were saying there about the goalkeeper, a bit of competition, that's what we need. The centre-halves, I don't think we need to select 2 or 2 better centre-halves, because if one boy's not doing it, the other boy's sitting on the bench waiting to do it, and he's capable now. I think that's been, I keep on saying it, but I think the big centre-half's been a good signing for us, because I think Big Hollander's good as well, so I think I'm going to get these boys on their toes as much as anything, Locks. Barisic, I think Barisic can go anywhere he wants. I really do. I think the boys are last season. I mean, at this point last season, but heard all the reports had a really good pre-season. Was one of the best trainers and that. And they want to have a really good season. So if he can continue, Hawks, everybody in our team tonight, I would say, with strong sevens. There was need to below a 6, and I think that's what we're going to have to go for all team Hawks.
I'd somebody below a 6, George. One player.
Who's that?
Hadji, mate.
Well, Hawks, you're probably right there, by the way, Hawks. You're actually probably right there. You're maybe right there. I mean, a couple of things he's done, he probably could be doing with up in his game a wee bit. But I'm quite positive. I think we're looking quite good. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. Hawks. We said last night, we play, we win. 3 goals, 3 points. That's what we can ask for on the Wednesday night, Hawks.
7 goals scored, none conceded. We'll be joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Good evening, guys. How are you doing?
All right, mate. How's yourself?
Nah, no bad. Just about a couple of points. One regarding Hadji. I think the boy's wasted playing wide right. I think they get better out of him coming a wee bit more central. And the other one, I think, is listening to Gerrard. I know Jimmy's been moaning there about the subs and all the rest of it, but Gerrard said that the subs were made with Saturday in mind. So, or Sunday, sorry, or Saturday or Sunday it is in mind. So, I don't have any qualms there.
I think we all seen that, mate. I think we all seen that, and I think even JFK gets that. But what he's more annoyed about is the actual performance of the subs when he came on, mate, because the whole tempo fell out the game again.
I didn't think Arfield. I thought he was very critical of Arfield. I didn't think Arfield and Davis done anything wrong when they come on. In fact, I was a bit surprised Stephen Davis actually was pushing forward a lot more than he done at the weekend. I
thought Davis was the best of them all. The 4 subs that come on.
Aye,
Jim, but we're a tough crowd, mate. We won 3-0 and we're still on gripes. We're temporarily.
The goalkeepers are fine for the season today.
Well, the goalkeeper, the centre half, and obviously we'll see many of the 2 forward players as they build on their Rangers career. The big boy Nitton, and I've got to Fox with us. He showed a willingness to get stuck in, and obviously one good effort was blocked. So far, so good. Root, couldn't judge, mate. I'll be honest, didn't look fit to me.
Well, there's a difference of being fit and getting game time with a new side. I think he just needs more game time. We'll gradually build it up as the season goes on. Maybe 3 or 4 games in, you'll maybe see him come to the fore. I think he looks a decent prospect, mate. I think he'll be good in the air, and I think he'll take chances. But it's just fitness-wise for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying physically fit because he's no long after finishing his season, but joining a new team's a lot strange for players coming in, and he doesn't know how we play really yet.
Fair enough. Stardog.
I thought the boy Eton, when he came on Oxford, I thought he done all right. He was putting his body in front of the defenders. He was taking the ball into feet. He doesn't look slow. You know, I was impressed with that, mate. You know, he's all right turning away folk. He's physical. He's willing to run the channels. I like to look at him, mate. You know, I don't think it will take him as long as we think to adapt into the Rangers team. Kmart Roof, obviously, you know, he's a wee bit behind the squad now, isn't he? So I think it was made about game time for him. He gets some introduction to Scottish football for me, mate. For me, that was
by the way, I thought his season was over when that happened. I really did.
Aye, Oxford. You know, when you look at the injury, the previous injuries he's had, you're like, oh, here we go, what's happened here? But you know, he was lucky in that tackle, mate. He got away with one, but look, he needs to expect that every week up here, mate. That's what they're like up here, you know. So, impressed with the boy Eton. I think Roof probably needs a bit longer, mate, to settle into the team in that and finish place. There's a culture shock on all when you come up here, isn't it?
Aye, mate, aye. It's usually cold as well. Georgie Logan and then GFK. 76% possession, but only 5 shots in target when we scored 3. Different performance for St Mirren.
Aye, that's it, Oxford. We're going to have to be able to change it, the kind of teams we come up against. I mean, the goal for Borna Barisic, I mean, that just kicks it off for you. I mean, realistically, if that doesn't again, you could maybe go into 35, 40, 50 minutes before you're scoring the goals and things like that. So sometimes you just need something like that in your team to unlock things, Ox. And if everybody's not playing at their top game, you've got guys like that to do things like that. and the big boy came off the bench. Sorry, big striker. And I think he's got to settle in quite well. He put himself about. I think you've got to be able to take a tackle. I quite like the look of him. I'm not going to know the score, but
first impressions look okay. That's the point you're making.
But the reason I'm getting a bit excited about it, I have been knocked because I looked at that game the other night there, the 5-each game with Hibs at Hingman. I looked at the team-ops and I thought to myself, look how far we really have came, and we really have came far. And it was right to come on here and pick out guys who maybe not, because that's we want the very best. And I think we're really doing well for the start of the season. So we just need to keep it going now.
JFK 76% possession, which is a lot in a professional game, but only 5 efforts in goal, which we scored 3.
Yeah, and I think, and I know you keep calling me Winston and that, and I'm probably you're right to do that. I think the reason that we only get the 5 shots and goals because of the last half hour, mate. It has stuck in my throat that we could have went on and won about 5 or 6, 7-0, and we could have maybe ended up with 90% of the play, and maybe 10 shots on target and 6 goals scored. Mm-hmm. So it's a lesson learned. Roof looks unfit to me. I'm not criticising Stephen Davis. I thought Stephen Davis performed reasonably well when he came on. I don't know what Arfield was doing, but possession-wise, he's good. I mean, but don't forget, we had a stat man who was a manager a few years ago, and all he kept saying was stats, but stats don't win games and they don't score goals.
No, you're
so,
right,
mate. I mean, the more goals you score can sometimes be an extra point at the end of the season. So we need to get and waste teams 5, 6, 7-0, because you know what? We have got the players there that's capable, Oxia. Very capable of doing it. And that's what annoyed me the night, mate. We could have been out there and scored a barrel load.
They're too wasteful, Jimmy.
Very, very wasteful, mate. I thought that last half hour, we just looked like a team that they were disjointed. And I go back to what Fox is saying, and I agree with Fox that there was a couple of players had taken a bad knock and that, but make 2 subs, wait 15 minutes, then make another 2 subs. Don't change your team like that, 4 subs. That's like watching a friendly. For me, it is anyway. And I'm still not happy about it, and I probably won't be happy.
I don't think the fans are enjoying the 5 substitutes, Stardog, but maybe the coaches are.
And look, Jimmy's like the rest of us, mate. Jimmy smelt blood this week, and he wants pedal to the metal, and he just wants us to go and smash teams, mate. You know. But look, we've won 3-0 tonight, and I'm laughing because I'm getting flashbacks of that 5-each Hibs game, what George is saying, and it does show you how far we've came, you know. And even this time last year, Oxford, we were winning games 1-0 and things like that, and we're sitting there behind the couches for the last 10 minutes of the game. I know it's not the best thing to see a game getting killed with half an hour to go, but to me, that's better, mate, when you're 3-0 up, when you know the both teams are settled, one's losing and one's winning, it's been settled there and then, and you can just relax for the next half hour of the game, mate. I think there's a lot of positives to pertain out of this, because it shows you where we're at as a squad now. We can use these players.
Who are seasoned pros. I mean, we're bringing on the most capped guy in the league. Arfield's got a lot of caps with Canada, and we brought on our 2 new signings, so there is positives in it that they get minutes, but I do get the point, and I think we'll hear for the gaffer tomorrow night. I think he's listening to JFK and agreed with him.
I don't think he was too happy with Ayers anyway.
What was that, Jim?
I don't think he was too happy.
But he's looking for the same tempo, and he's maybe looking for at least another 1 goal, you know, and maybe 2. You know, maybe we're looking for 3 or 4 because we're greedy, Fox, huh?
Well, that's the way we are as supporters. We want to see goals. That's what we pay our money to usually go and see. And when you're 3-0 up after 47 minutes, you're thinking, barrel load here, it's party time. But the manager and the coaches have got a different idea on the game than us. As I say, it's probably a 60-game season, and they know better than us. But again, as I mentioned earlier, no having a crowd there, mate, to drive the players on, I think that makes a big difference. Because they sit back.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying watching the football when they crowd. I've got to be honest with you.
Neither am I, mate. It's just not the same as being there sitting in your seat, is it?
Can I have one criticism of RTV tonight? I don't know if anybody picked it up. They kept showing replays when the game was going on. I found it quite frustrating. Must have a new producer, Fox. You need, being a fellow producer, can you contact them and let them know?
Aye, and I'll tell you one, if they'd have played James Taverner running down the wing once more, I'd have been getting off him.
I'm a bit disappointed they never played Sunday tunes.
Oh, no.
But can I just say something about the nay crowd Ox here? I mean, we've all spoken about this in the last few weeks. I must admit, I'm quite enjoying it, right? Because I can hear the Good Rangers songs getting in the background, and the way the camera angle is, okay, you're seeing banners in the stadium, but because I've got that noise, I'm enjoying it. See the first hour of the game was fantastic for me. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the game against St Mirren at the weekend. And so I'm okay with it now. If there's that noise there, and I've got my boys and my friends round about me, and we're having a bit of banter watching the football. But as Fox said, there's nothing being like there sitting watching the game in the flesh. You can't beat that being at the stadium. But we can't have that now. But I must admit, I'm quite enjoying it now, mate.
I think we've heard more songs on the telly than you hear at the game.
Maybe some of the supporters need song sheets nowadays. But George Logan, people might argue we've not played our best against St Mirren, we've not played our best against St Johnstone. We've won 3-0 in both games. Must be the sign of a decent side building. Nope. Well, George, take that to Stardog.
Aye, I can't disagree with you there, Oxford, you know. But we do have wee critiques now and then, mate. You know, even when we're winning 3-0, but as I say, it's only because we want the best. I think if you're not playing well, and as Fox said earlier on the show, I don't think we have ever got our first gear after that first goal went in. Oxford, if you're winning games like that 3-0, then that tells me that the best is still to come. And if the best is still to come, then I can't wait to see what we do to teams, mate. If that's us just not even getting out of first gear, to be honest with you. And I'll agree with everybody when they said Kamara and Jack. I thought Kamara was outstanding tonight alongside Ryan Jack. I thought they two really stepped up to the plate tonight, mate.
They played better. They played better. They do a lot of work, mate. They Logan your ways now. 3-0 wins, mate, and it's no 1-0 last minute goals. You know, six goals at Ibrox, none against. Got to be happy, mate. Got to be.
We've got to be happy, Ox, but continuous improvement you've always got to look for. The greatest players and the greatest teams in the world will always want to do better things, and I think we're doing quite well. And I'm not able to finish that because I still think we need another centre midfielder. I still think we've got that, and I think he would really open up our full team. I think that's just the bit we're missing. But for us to come on to the night 3-0 and the same result last season, we drew with them and dropped points, and we're galloping on now, and we're really looking forward, Doc. So we're always going to be a wee bit critical of certain things, because you're not going to just come on here and big every single one of the players up unless it's just a great performance. But everyone has want improvement all the time, Ox, and you can see the improvement, Ox. That's the thing, you can see the improvement. I mean, you pick out certain guys, you're not pointing these guys out because they've been that bad. It's because the other guys that maybe run a bit have just been that wee bit better, Ox, and that's just natural as a football fan.
Aye. Jim.
Yes.
The game's changed. 5 substitutes. Nick Crowd. We've handled it quite well,
I agree with what Jimmy says there. Jimmy saying in the last half an hour was a disappointment. I thought the first 20 minutes we were a disappointment. I don't think until Barisic shot on goal with a free kick, we hadn't made a shot on target.
Stardog made the point. He reckons that was the first time we put the ball in their box and we scored.
I'm disappointed tonight at the Ross County dropped 2 points because that puddle drinking mob have been chasing 3 teams with 5 points already.
Oh, I can't take that away from Jim there.
There's always a downside.
I was considering to see the 2-2. I'm not sure what that is. The more teams here chasing, the better, by the way, guys. That's all I can say.
I get your point. Anyway, we've been joined by Robert. Evening, Robert. How are we doing, mate? Great to hear from you again.
Oh, thanks, Ox. Good to hear from you as well, my friend.
How you doing? Here's a summary of what you thought of the game, mate.
I've got to be honest with you. Totally ecstatic about the result. 3-0 against St Johnstone at Ibrox. Absolutely brilliant. But at the same sense, a wee bit disappointed, if I'm being honest with you, that last half an hour. They 4 substitutes. I don't know what he was doing there. Come on. I'd have kept Alfie on because we want Alfie to score in every game. Do you know what I'm saying? But delighted. Borna Barisic, I don't care what MD says. Borna Barisic is the one quality player we have that could play in the English Premiership tomorrow. And that's a statement for me. We've got guys like Joe Rebo and Haji that are coming on. They're working in progresses to me. But Borna Barisic, outstanding tonight. And as I say, the last half an hour, very disappointed because I'm a bit like Jimmy. I wanted 4, 5 and 6. I wanted to make a statement to the Mankey mob over at East End of Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? To put them under more pressure than what they're under quite just now. So, a bit disappointed with the last half an hour. But over the moon with the result, to be honest.
Playing devil's advocate, Robert, if we go and win 3-0 again on Sunday, and because the players that are fresher, they return for us, has the manager got it right? So of course he's got it right. I don't think he got it right with the 4 substitutes in it. I'll be honest with you, I'm sorry to say this. Stephen Davis's legs are gone. I'm sorry. I know he looked one of the best of the 4 that came on. But Big Hillander, to me, was the best substitute we made in the whole game. I thought Big Hillander sailed through the second half. Davis, I think, he just wants to slow the game down. And if the Rangers fans, we want to win and we want to win in style. Come on, guys. And that was our opportunity tonight. And we did one well tonight, to be fair. They had that one chance that John McLaughlin saved. Apart from that, they'd done nothing. But I want to see Rangers going to there, especially when Joe Rebo scores in the 48th minute. Come on, there's nearly a full half to go, and I want to see us creating more chances and more goals. That's all I'm saying about the night. Robert, would you took 3-0? I don't think you're alone in these sentiments, but would you took 3-0 before a ball was kicked?
Well, Ox, that was. I said that to my son. I said that to the boys in the work today. I tipped us to win 3-0. So listen, and it's good and it's bad in a way. A Rangers fan coming out the night and saying, when you think about before Steven Gerrard came in, you'd have taken 1-0 against St Johnstone 2 years ago. Let's be honest, when we lost 3-1 them against the Ibrox, and that Harrowing ripped us apart. So if you put it into context, winning 3-0 against St Johnstone the night compared to 2 years ago, of course you would take it. But I just think this is our opportunity to really put down a marker.
Make a big statement.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So
even Fox, who's the most positive guy I know, who looks for positives all the time, even Fox, I think, would agree that it was frustrating that we never made more chances. You're not always going to score, but we need more chances in the last 40 minutes. Is that fair, Fox?
Fair comment, but when you're playing this against this so-called low block, and I wasn't for Rangby 3-6-1 that they would play. Very, very hard for the way we play, the short, quick passing when we get into the box to get any room. So it was hard for our attacking players. But as we say, 3-0 win, comfortable, no injuries of any note. I'm more than happy going to Livingston on Sunday. I think we'll do the same there.
I hope he's right, Robert. And then George Logan. It's all about Sunday now. That one's parked. It's all about Sunday.
Definitely, guys. And can I just say, just touching on Fox is saying about the front three, I think we're better when we play more through the middle. It's great getting the ball wide, and Big Bonner puts in wonderful crosses. Come on, it's like watching a golfer. Tab, who I'm like Fox, I'm his biggest fan. It's a wee bit off it now, but I'm sure Tab will come to the low.
Was that you who was singing his songs on the telly?
Oh, I'll always pick my Tab. I think he is a wee bit off it now, but he did get that assist against St Mirren. But I just think playing through the middle, the guys like Haji and guys like Johnny Bo, Ryan Kent, I just think we can cause more damage going through that middle. And listen, I'm sorry if I'm sounding a wee bit negative, but I'm positive, and you're right. You're right what you're saying. Taking the players off and giving them a rest, because we keep Morelos on, let's be honest, but you keep Morelos on, you keep Jory on, and then they get another injury, and you be saying to yourself, Why did Gerrard not take them off when we were 1-3-0? So the manager can't really win, can he?
That's the argument Gerrard and Michael Beale would give you if they were sitting in front of us.
Definitely, guys.
Aye. Georgie Logan.
Aye, that's the thing, Ox. I mean, we knew we're looking forward to the game on Sunday, and I feel confident we can actually do that. And it's not like you're looking too far ahead in that, Ox, because I think we've actually got a wee bit of rhythm going now. And I quite like the fact we took the guys off the night, because I wouldn't have took them off if we won that margin, didn't get me wrong. But we're giving them that wee bit extra legs for the game's going ahead. And if we can build them up to 70 and 80 and 90 minutes at that tempo, maybe that's still a bit of pre-season that we've never benefited before, because we've not had this good start to the season really for a long time anyway.
Well, we won our first 3 games last season, George.
Aye, and then we won our last 3 games last season, Ox. But Ox, the Aberdeen game last season for me. I mean, what was that? The third game of the season?
No, it was. And you know, getting mixed up with the season before when we drew 1 each up there, and we drew 2 each up here. That was November.
Oh, we won 7 out of our first 8 games last year, so we did. We won 7 out of the first 8.
I'm thinking about the season before. The season before when Aberdeen. I mean, that's what I'm getting mixed up. I just knocked the stuffing out of us, so we never had the benefit of that. We've got the benefit, actually. We've got a good start now, Ox, and we can actually march on, and we can look forward to the game with confidence at the weekend.
We've got to beat Livingston and then win to Kilmarnock, and then have sitting there with 15 points and before our team play again. I think that's the point that Robert's making. Robert?
Definitely. Definitely, you're 100%. We've got to keep the pressure on, especially that mob at the East End of Glasgow, because let's be honest, guys, for 9 years they haven't had pressure. Well, for even 7 or 8 years, they haven't had the pressure, a team breathing right down their throat. So that's why, like myself and Jimmy, right, not disappointed, but a wee bit that we didn't score 4, 5 or 6. So we need to keep the pressure on. But guys, can I ask you a wee question just before I go? As a Rangers fan, I've gave Rangers £1,300 in the last 4 or 5 weeks. £1,200 for me and my boys' season books up the club deck, and £100 for my shares. And yet, that's 2 games, and I can't watch it on Rangers TV. I have to stream it through my goals and all that. Rangers haven't sent me a code or anything to put into Rangers TV. So can MD answer me the question, why is a Rangers fan who's gave £1,300, his hard-earned money, under COVID-19, when I've been off my work for 6 weeks and no earning the wages I used to earn, but yet I still gave £1,300 to my club.
Robert, have you been in contact with SLO, mate?
No, mate, I don't know who to go, because I see,
Robert,
to be honest,
can you hang on after the show, mate, and we'll sort something out for you, yeah?
Robert,
mate, if you don't mind, because I don't know how to do these things. I'm 54 years of age. My son deals with all.
Whoa. You're very, very young, Robert.
My son deals with all, because I'm a wee bit prehistoric, and I don't know how to deal with these things.
Robert,
emails and etc.
Robert, see when you paid your season ticket.
Yes.
There'll be an email there, mate. Her name's Paula. She's the head. You send an email to her and explain your circumstance. The SLO can only do what?
We'll do it after the show, yeah?
Okay, fine, but that's what we had today.
You had a similar problem, didn't you?
Graham's was blocked, aye.
Well, listen, we've reached that time of the evening, but some bad news for the Rangers family tonight. We lost one of our own today, a boy, Jada, who lived in Corby, was found dead today. And Jada's feelings amongst the support, and he sung the version that we all know of Wolverhampton Town, and I had the privilege of meeting him, and a lovely lad, and he loved the Rangers, and unfortunately passed away today. We're about 60 years of age, I believe, so a relatively young man. So all our thoughts to all his friends and family and everybody connected with Rangers in Corby who will be thinking about the man. So if you don't mind going to mute, we're going to play maybe a couple of songs, one the tribute and one is Jada singing Wolverhampton Town. Take it away, Fox.
I'd been in exile for some years and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. So I took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. Now the league flag must come nearer, with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton Town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored. And the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal rampant Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton Town.